What up, guys? Prince Sports here, bringing the filthy. So let me get this straight. Draymond Green wants a max contract. Well, let me tell you this much. I want $1 billion. That don't mean I deserve it, and that doesn't mean I'm going to get it. You may want something right now that you don't have and can't get a hold of. That's just part of life. You may deserve it, but you may not deserve it. But in Draymond Green's case, you don't deserve a max contract. You are by far the most overrated, highly glorified role player I have ever seen, probably. All right? Now, we have to move the goalposts for Draymond Green and come up with silly labels and silly titles like greatest role player of all time. That doesn't exist, okay? You can't rate something the greatest of all time when it's too common, right? It's like rating a light and saying it's the greatest light of all time. It's no different from any other light. It's a common light. You know, it reflects white, okay? So Draymond Green is no different from an average role player. And if we're going to go about just speaking in role player terms, there's a lot of role players that's better than Draymond Green.
You blew it.
That's playing basketball right now. They just don't get the luxury of playing with a Steph Curry or a Klay Thompson or a Kevin Durant. Now, in Draymond Green's defense, you've been with the franchise a long time. You've been loyal to the franchise a long time. But that doesn't mean they should go out there and give you a max contract. Your production on a basketball court don't warrant a max contract. You're not a max player. Kevin Durant is a max player. LeBron James is a max player. Giannis Antetokounmpo is a max player. These guys, day in and day out, play like franchise players. But maybe not LeBron James so much now, you know, because he's just ranking up numbers. But you get my drift of what I'm talking about. So, with that being said, what do you do, Draymond Green, that's so-called elite, that brings and worthy enough of a max contract? Absolutely nothing. And I tell you this much, Mr. Draymond Green. A wise man once told me, you don't get what you deserve, but you get what you could negotiate. Now, if you could finesse the Golden State Warriors, if you got the talk, you got the gift of the gab, and you get the bag from the Golden State Warriors, that's not on you. That's on them for being stupid, for signing a highly glorified role player to a max contract that's not worth it. Period. Okay? But if you could do that, Draymond Green, hats off to you. I am in no position to judge how much money you make and how much money you don't make. That is your personal business. So I could care less what basketball players get a max contract. But for the media to be sitting here acting like, you know, it's a big deal, whether Draymond Green gets a max contract or not, miss me with that. You know, he don't need a max contract. You know, all you need to do is take whatever the Golden State Warriors is going to give you. If they give you an extra $2 million, an extra $3 million, take that with a smile on your face and get your ass back on the basketball court and play basketball, because that's all you're worth. Period. You are not worth a max contract, dog. You never will be. You are a role player. I'm going to say this again. You're not an all-star. You're not a superstar. You're not an icon. You're not a franchise player. You are a wind it up back, role player. Period. Okay? You're a highly glorified role player. You don't even deserve to be called an all-star. So you should be lucky that the NBA even labeled you that before, because we all know you don't deserve to be called an all-star. You're a role player. And when you was on the Golden State Warriors, they were a super team, not because of you. They were a super team because of Klay, Steph, and Kevin Durant. Now, if you could go out and get another superstar to join the Golden State Warriors to make a super team again, hey, the Warriors might just give you the bag for giving them multiple championships for another player coming to the franchise doing the job that you supposed to be doing, that you as an all-star supposed to be doing, but you can't do it. So somebody else has to come in here and provide services for the Golden State Warriors that's at a high level, that's at an all-star level that you can't do, you know, that plays both ends of the floor. So with that being said, You're an average defensive player. You're an average. I can't even say you're an average scorer. You're a below average scorer. You're a role player, dog. Okay? Peace.